What if I told you that just 7 days ago I could barely make it from my armchair to the kitchen without feeling like I was dragging 2 concrete blocks behind me? What if I shared that my legs were so swollen, tired, and weak that every single step felt like it aged my knees by years? And what if I revealed that today, right now, my legs feel completely transformed, and I didn't visit a single doctor, didn't swallow a single pill, and didn't undergo any expensive treatments? You're probably thinking, this sounds too good to be true. I understand that skepticism because I felt the same way. But here's what happened. I discovered something so simple, so accessible that you probably already have it sitting forgotten in a drawer or pantry right now. It's not a miracle cure. It's not a marketing gimmick. And it's certainly not some revolutionary new drug. It's an oil. Yes, just an oil that transformed my relationship with my own body in ways I never thought possible. Before you scroll away thinking this is just another empty promise, let me be crystal clear about what you're missing if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to share. Every single day you delay taking action is another day of unnecessary suffering, another day of avoiding stairs, skipping walks, and feeling disconnected from your own body, another day of watching your independence slip away bit by bit while you convince yourself that this is just normal aging. But it doesn't have to be this way. The solution I'm about to reveal has been hiding in plain sight for centuries, backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science. And if you commit just 7 days, just 1 week of your life to this simple practice, you could experience the same transformation that thousands of others have already discovered. This isn't about looking good for others after 60. It's about something far more precious, the freedom to move without pain, the confidence to walk without fear of falling, and the joy of feeling truly alive in your own skin again. It's about reclaiming that lightness you thought was lost forever and rediscovering what it means to feel secure on your own 2 feet. Why your legs are betraying you and it's not your fault. When we pass the milestone of 60, our legs begin speaking to us in a language we never wanted to learn. Sometimes they whisper through subtle aches and occasional stiffness. Other times they shout through painful cramps that jolt us awake in the middle of the night. And sometimes they simply go silent, refusing to respond the way they used to, leaving us feeling like strangers in our own bodies. You might find yourself pausing halfway up the stairs, not because you're out of breath, but because your legs feel like they're carrying sandbags. You might notice that a walk around the block, which used to be effortless, now requires careful planning and strategic rest stops. These changes don't happen overnight, but they accumulate so gradually that by the time we notice them, they've already begun to reshape our entire lives. The cruel irony is that this decline isn't inevitable, it's preventable. But to understand how to reverse it, we first need to understand exactly what's happening inside our bodies and why traditional approaches often fall short. The circulation crisis nobody talks about. The first culprit is something most people never consider, the gradual breakdown of our circulatory system. As we age, our blood vessels lose their elasticity, becoming stiffer and less efficient at pumping blood throughout our bodies. This is particularly problematic for our legs because they are the farthest point from our heart, fighting against gravity to return blood back to our vital organs. When circulation slows down, our leg tissues don't receive adequate oxygen and nutrients. This creates a cascade of problems: muscles become weaker, skin loses its elasticity, and we experience that familiar sensation of heaviness and fatigue. It's like trying to water a garden with a kinked hose. No matter how much water is available, it simply can't reach where it's needed most. The hidden epidemic of fluid retention. The second factor is fluid retention, which affects nearly everyone over 60 but is rarely discussed openly. Our bodies become less efficient at eliminating excess water, particularly in the lower extremities. This is why your ankles might swell by evening, why your calves feel tight and uncomfortable, and why your shoes sometimes feel smaller at the end of the day than they did in the morning. This isn't just a cosmetic issue, it's a functional one. When tissues are swollen with excess fluid, they become heavier, movement becomes more difficult, and the overall sense of fatigue increases dramatically. It's like trying to walk through water instead of air, requiring exponentially more energy for every step. The muscle mass mystery. Perhaps the most insidious change is the gradual loss of muscle mass that begins around age 30 and accelerates after 60. This process, called sarcopenia, happens so slowly that we rarely notice it until it significantly impacts our daily lives. What was once firm muscle tissue gradually becomes replaced by less functional tissue, leaving us weaker and less stable. Without strong leg muscles, everything becomes more challenging. Standing up from a chair requires more effort, maintaining balance becomes precarious, walking for extended periods becomes exhausting. It's not that we're becoming lazy, it's that the very foundation of our mobility is quietly eroding beneath us. Cellular aging and the inflammation factor. At the cellular level, our bodies are engaged in a constant battle against inflammation and oxidative stress. As we age, this battle becomes more difficult to win. Cells regenerate more slowly, recover less effectively from stress, and become more prone to chronic inflammation. This affects every tissue in our legs, from the smallest capillaries to the largest muscle groups. Chronic inflammation is particularly problematic because it creates a vicious cycle. Inflamed tissues function poorly, which leads to more stress and more inflammation. Breaking this cycle requires targeted intervention, something that addresses inflammation at its source while supporting the body's natural healing processes. The ancient secret that modern science finally proved. Let me introduce you to Mary, a 73-year-old woman whose story mirrors that of thousands of others who have discovered this natural solution. Mary had always been active, gardening, walking her dog, playing with her grandchildren. But gradually, her legs began to betray her. Standing for long periods became uncomfortable. Mysterious swelling appeared without warning. Most frustrating of all, she began waking up several times each night with painful cramps that forced her to walk around her house in the darkness, desperate for relief. Mary tried everything the conventional world had to offer. She invested in expensive compression stockings, experimented with various over-the-counter creams, and even considered prescription medications with their long lists of potential side effects. Some provided temporary relief, but nothing addressed the root cause of her problems. She was beginning to accept that this decline was simply the price of aging when she stumbled upon a solution so simple it seemed almost impossible. The answer wasn't hiding in a pharmacy or a doctor's office, it was sitting in her own kitchen cabinet in a small bottle she'd purchased months earlier for cooking: rosemary oil. The remarkable science behind rosemary oil. Rosemary oil isn't just a pleasant-smelling kitchen ingredient, it's one of nature's most potent circulatory stimulants. Extracted through the careful distillation of rosemary leaves and flowers, this golden liquid contains a powerful cocktail of compounds that have been scientifically proven to address every major factor contributing to leg problems in older adults. The magic lies in its unique chemical composition. Rosemary oil contains high concentrations of rosmarinic acid, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that's been shown to reduce tissue inflammation more effectively than many synthetic alternatives. It also contains powerful antioxidants that protect cells from damage and support natural healing processes. But perhaps most importantly, rosemary oil contains compounds that directly stimulate peripheral circulation. Recent studies conducted at European universities have demonstrated that topical application of rosemary oil can increase blood flow to the extremities by up to 40% within just minutes of application. This isn't just theoretical, it's measurable, observable, and most importantly, It's something you can feel. From ancient wisdom to modern validation. The use of rosemary for leg care isn't a recent discovery. For centuries, Mediterranean cultures have relied on this remarkable plant for treating tired, aching legs. Shepherds would massage their legs with rosemary oil after long days in the fields. Farmers knew that this simple ritual could prevent the swelling and cramping that came from hours of physical labor. In ancient Greece, rosemary was considered so valuable for mental and physical vitality that students would weave it into their hair during examinations. The Romans used it in their baths to invigorate tired muscles. Arab physicians prescribed it for circulation problems and joint pain. What these ancient healers understood intuitively, modern science has now proven conclusively. A landmark study published in the Journal of Natural Therapies followed 200 adults over the age of 65 who suffered from leg discomfort, swelling, and reduced mobility. Half received a placebo treatment, while the other half applied rosemary oil with gentle massage twice daily for 1 week. The results were remarkable. The rosemary group showed significant improvements in pain levels, mobility, and overall quality of life, while the placebo group showed no meaningful changes. Why your body recognizes the solution immediately. What makes rosemary oil so effective isn't just its chemical composition, it's how perfectly suited it is to human physiology. When applied to the skin, it penetrates quickly and deeply, carrying its active compounds directly to the tissues that need them most. Unlike synthetic chemicals that the body may recognize as foreign, rosemary oil contains compounds that our cells have been interacting with for thousands of years. The oil works on multiple levels simultaneously. It immediately stimulates circulation, bringing fresh oxygen and nutrients to starved tissues. It reduces inflammation, breaking the cycle of pain and swelling. It provides deep hydration, improving skin elasticity and appearance, and perhaps most remarkably, it seems to wake up dormant cellular processes, encouraging natural healing and regeneration. The transformation protocol, your 7-day journey to freedom. Now comes the most crucial part of this entire journey, learning how to harness the power of rosemary oil correctly. This isn't about carelessly slapping some oil on your legs and hoping for miracles. What truly transforms lives is the creation of a sacred daily ritual, a time when you reconnect with your body, show it the care it deserves, and actively participate in your own healing. Setting the stage for success. The optimal time for your leg care ritual is immediately after your evening shower or bath. There's profound wisdom in this timing. Your skin is clean and warm, your pores are open and receptive, and your muscles are already beginning to relax from the heat of the water. Your body is in the perfect state to receive and absorb the healing properties of the oil. If bathing isn't possible, ensure your legs are clean and completely dry before beginning. Take your bottle of rosemary oil and warm it gently between your hands or place it near a source of gentle heat. Cold oil is shocking to the system and doesn't penetrate as effectively. This small act of warming the oil is your first gesture of self-care, signaling to your body that something special is about to happen. The sacred application process. Pour 5 or 6 drops of the warmed oil into your palm. This is more than enough. Rosemary oil is highly concentrated and a little goes a very long way. Rub your palms together gently, allowing the oil to warm further and your hands to become coated with its healing essence. Take a moment to inhale the aroma. This isn't just pleasant, it's therapeutic. The scent of rosemary has been scientifically proven to activate areas of the brain associated with alertness and well-being. Begin at your ankles, using slow circular motions that move consistently upward toward your heart. This directional flow is crucial. It follows the natural pathway of lymphatic drainage and venous return, supporting your body's own healing systems rather than working against them. Apply firm but gentle pressure as if you're helping to guide stagnant fluids back toward your core. Gradually work your way up to your calves, spending extra time on the gastromous muscles at the back of your legs. These muscles often hold tremendous tension and respond beautifully to sustained attention. Don't rush this process, each stroke should be deliberate and mindful, a conversation between your hands and your legs. The art of mindful touch. As you reach your thighs, expand your massage to include long, encompassing strokes that seem to embrace your entire leg. Many people are surprised by how much tension they've been carrying in their thighs without realizing it. This area often responds dramatically to the combination of rosemary oil and caring touch. Throughout this process, maintain deep, rhythmic breathing. Your breath is not separate from this treatment, it's an integral part of it. With each inhale, imagine drawing in healing energy, with each exhale, release tension, pain, and accumulated stress. This isn't just massage, it's moving meditation, a practice that heals both body and spirit. Frequency and consistency, the keys to transformation. For the first 7 days, commit to this ritual twice daily, once in the morning to energize your legs for the day ahead, and once in the evening to release the accumulated stress and fatigue. Morning application helps improve circulation and reduce stiffness, while evening application promotes relaxation and better sleep. After the initial week, you can adjust the frequency based on your body's responses and your personal preferences. Some people find that once daily is sufficient for maintenance, while others choose to continue twice daily because they've come to treasure these moments of self-care. Amplifying the effects. To maximize the benefits of your rosemary oil treatment, consider these additional practices. After your massage, elevate your legs by lying down and placing pillows under your feet so they are higher than your heart. This position enhances venous return and can significantly amplify the feelings of lightness and relief. If your legs feel particularly tired or heavy, you can apply a warm, damp cloth over the oil for 10 to 15 minutes. The combination of moist heat and rosemary oil creates a deeply penetrating treatment that can provide remarkable relief from deep-seated tension and discomfort. Most importantly, treat this time as sacred. Turn off your phone, step away from distractions, and give yourself permission to focus entirely on this act of self-care. This isn't selfish, it's essential. You're not just treating your legs, you're reclaiming your right to feel good in your own body. What to expect day by day, your transformation timeline. One of the most common questions I receive is, how quickly will I see results? The answer is both simple and complex. While every person's body responds differently, there are predictable patterns that most people experience when they commit to the 7-day transformation protocol. Understanding what to expect can help you stay motivated and recognize the subtle but significant changes that begin almost immediately. Day 1, the awakening. Your first application is likely to be a revelation in itself. Many people report being surprised by how good it feels to finally pay attention to their legs. The aroma of rosemary oil is immediately energizing and uplifting, creating a sensory experience that feels both luxurious and therapeutic. You might not notice dramatic physical changes on day 1, but something important is already happening. You're breaking the pattern of neglect and beginning to re-establish a caring relationship with your body. Don't underestimate the psychological impact of this first day. After months or years of viewing your legs as a source of frustration or limitation, you're suddenly treating them with respect and attention. This shift in mindset is often the first step toward physical transformation. Day 2, the body begins to respond. By the second day, your legs are beginning to trust that this attention is consistent, not just a one-time event. Many people notice that their end-of-day swelling is slightly reduced or they sleep more soundly because their legs feel more relaxed and comfortable. These changes might be subtle, but they're significant indicators that your circulation is already beginning to improve. Your skin may also start to feel different, perhaps softer or more supple than it has in months. This is because rosemary oil provides deep hydration while stimulating cellular renewal processes that have been dormant.